Great. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today's presentation. As described in the event registration, there are two parts to today's presentation. Part one will go over the changes and action that all members will need to take as we migrate to a new membership dues platform. And the second part will be a quick review of our website, including how to log in, create your profile, and navigate registering for events and volunteer opportunities. Again, you don't need to stay for the second half if you're comfortable navigating the website, and feel free to drop off anytime you need to. Please feel free to put questions in the chat box. If I don't get to all of them, I'll make sure that I follow up in an email with additional questions. So let's get started. The purpose of today's presentation is to provide you with the information you need to know regarding the membership changes coming the first week of February, the week of February 3rd, so you are informed, comfortable, and ready for the launch of the new LWV US membership portal powered by ChapterSpot. As I mentioned, we'll first go through the details of the changes, and then I'll actually show you screenshots of the portal, and we'll go through the renewal process together. This means that you'll hear information twice. So if you don't understand something when I first discuss the details, it will most likely become clear when we see the screenshots and go through the renewal. And as a quick review, I'll provide just an overview of why and how these changes are being made. The membership changes we're making now are a result of a transformation journey that started almost a decade ago and was approved by league members at the 2018 LWVS convention. The goal of this change is to strengthen the league at every level in order to fulfill our mission. In 2022, league delegates approved the structure transformation plan and the details that will take us through that journey. And it's our hope that these changes that we're making pave the way for a larger, more diverse league membership. So let's talk about the how. We know that we at Wake are the boots on the ground. We experienced this during the last election season, and it's where the work truly gets done. So by restructuring the way that dues are shared, state and local leagues are expected to benefit with an increased amount in the dues that they'll keep. In addition, by changing the pay requirement and adopting a national pay what you can level of membership, it is expected that a more diverse membership will be another benefit of this change. Lastly, for many local and state leagues, too much time is spent on administration efforts, so streamlining the join and renewal process should ease the burden on volunteers. So this will have less of an impact on our local league Wake, since we've been using Club Express, where the joining and renewal process has already been automated. So let's jump into the details, what you need to know. This new LWV US membership portal has been referred to as ChapterSpot for the past year, as this is the name of the software that powers the portal. Going forward, LWV US would like for us to simply refer to this as the LWV US portal or membership portal. We are using the terms ChapterSpot and the membership portal interchangeably, but we're talking about the same thing. The portal that members log into when they pay or join to join or renew their membership, pay their dues, or update any contact information. The platform is simply a version of Salesforce, so if any of you have used that in your work, it will look very similar. It was chosen over Club Express, who powers our website, because it is a more appropriate platform for large-scale data. So what does this mean for LWV Wake? Well, without getting too far in the weeds, I'll provide a few details for new and existing members. You'll see a website redirect for joining and renewing your membership. So when you click on the Join or Renew button on our website, you'll actually be redirected. For those of you that have access to our admin control panel, such as if you're a co-chair or on the board and have access to that side, you will see some changes, as the membership join and dues module will no longer exist. So just like all other leagues across the country, you will now log into the LWV US membership portal to renew and pay your dues. Again, there will still be a join or renew button on our website, but it will simply redirect you to the portal and recognize you as an LWV Wake member. In addition, you'll still receive renewal reminders via email, but they'll be from LWV US rather than from us. We will still have a member directory on our website, but the portal will send any changes to the member data to our website each evening. So it's important to remember that the membership portal is only for paying your dues and updating personal information such as changes in your email, address, phone number, etc. Everything else on our website will remain the same. So for today, what do we do now? Nothing has changed yet. If you typically renew in January, please renew on our website as usual. If you do not know your renewal date, you can find this under your profile on lwvwake.org once you log in. There will be no change to your current renewal date, and our membership website data has been uploaded to the roster manager at LWVUS. So all of our information that we have with you here has been uploaded. The new membership portal is scheduled to launch the first week of February, so just a couple of weeks. The emails will actually go out the week of February 3rd, and they will be staggered. So during the week of February 3rd, during one of those days, you will receive an email from LWVUS asking you to log into the portal and confirm your membership, which is basically connecting your existing membership with your existing email address so that you can log into the portal in the future when it's time to renew and pay your membership dues. You will not need a password to use this portal. Instead, it uses a verification code process where once you enter your email address, a code will instantly be sent to your email, just like many websites like online banking, etc. that you're using. You'll simply input that code on the screen and you are in. Once you do this, you are officially verified. You will then be asked to complete a short survey with questions from both the National League and our local league. It's just a few questions and it doesn't take that long. After you verify your membership and email address and complete the survey, there is nothing else that you need to do until it is time to renew your membership. 60 days prior to your membership expiration date, you will receive an email from LWVUS asking you to log into the membership portal and renew. If you do not renew at this time, another email will be sent 30 days prior. You will become inactive 60 days after your renew date if you have not renewed. If you try to log into our website, lwvwake.org, you'll simply be redirected to the membership portal to join or renew. So we don't have the pop-up little messages that we used to when you would come to the website. You will simply get those renewal reminders from LWVUS. During the renewal process, you will be given an option to auto-renew, which will simply be a box that you check. It's a great option for those of us who anticipate being members for a long time, and it shows that we are committed to our mission. This can be changed at any time simply by logging into the portal and canceling auto-renew. So if you change your mind, you can change it. So let's talk about the change in dues. This is the biggest change that we see. Currently, we have a few level of membership. So we have a household, we have a benefactor household, and student. But under the new system, there is only one membership level. And that is just a regular member, and dues will be set, and it's called Pay What You Can with a recommended dues amount of $75. So currently, our standard membership is $60 a year, which has remained unchanged for several years, even as expenses has increased. There will also be higher dues options, but the big difference is unlike current higher dues levels, the higher dues levels going forward will be split among all three league levels rather than kept exclusively at LWV Wake, which is done currently. So while many members have in the past chosen higher levels to provide additional support for Wake, this will no longer be the case. With Pay What You Can, you choose and enter your dues amount. However, there is a minimum dues amount set at $20. dues, or so while leagues have the option of subsidizing dues per member, which would mean the league pays the $20 minimum, we will not have funds from those elevated dues levels to pay for this, since all dues levels will now be split among the 3 leagues. So as a result of that change, we don't currently have any plan to subsidize members until probably we see how that falls out and see what the financial implications are about a year going forward, once the new system kicks in. So right now, we don't have the ability to subsidize members because we don't know what to expect that we'll be getting in dues. So another change is that student and household will no longer be as distinct membership categories nationally. However, there is another household replacement option that I'll discuss in just a minute. We have offered student memberships for several years, so as a result of this change, we are notifying students that this will end when their memberships expire this year. However, we are encouraging them to join as a pay what you can. And then as we go forward and look at our finances next year, if we can go back and subsidize those students, we certainly will try to do that. The lifetime membership will continue for anyone who has been a member for 50 years. And anyone who has been a member for 50 years or more is exempt from dues. But just a note about that, here at Wake, we do not have list all the correct joining years for members who have been longtime members that joined prior to 2021. So if you remember, when we transferred to Club Express, we had to kind of reset everybody's date. So if you would like to have, if you know that you joined in 1976 or 86 or 2010 or 2014, and you would like to have that correct join year listed, you can send that to me at info@lwvwake.org, and I will input the year on that roster at LWVUS once it has launched. I don't think that's something that you can add yourself, but I am happy to do that for our members who are interested in that. So as I mentioned earlier, there's no longer a household membership. However, a joining or renewing member can sign up a second member on their behalf during the renewal process. So in effect, if you currently have a household membership, you can still sign up a spouse or an additional member of your family during the renewal process. They just must have their own email. So each member has to have their own email address. And then what would happen is you will decide the rate of dues that you want to pay, and it will be doubled during the checkout. So whatever dues amount you select, they double it if you've added that additional member. So just keep that in mind. And the minimum again would be $20 a person, and that too would be doubled. So talk about payment. Payment can be made by using your credit or debit cards, or this is something new that we haven't offered before, ACH, which is basically an electronic check using your bank's routing number and your checking account number. Members are encouraged to use ACH because it is the lowest cost option for the league for paying dues and members. So the processing fees are lower for that form of payment, but it is not required. For members who don't want to pay online, it is still possible to pay by check. It is going to be a bit slower, and it does require more volunteer time. So we really are encouraging everyone to pay through the portal through one of those methods. And I'll go through a little bit about the check payment later. It does need to be separate. And if you want to make an additional donation, you will need to write out a separate check to LWV Wake, because donations are not going to be part of the dues payment anymore. And I'll provide a little bit more details when we go through the process in just a minute. So let's talk about how dues are going to be split. Currently, we pay a fixed amount called PMP, which stands for per member payment, of which we keep just $12 of your dues. So that's how it has been. And then the remainder has been split between LWVNC and the National League, with the National League receiving the majority of your dues payment. With this new system, the State League will now receive the largest portion, and Wake will receive 20% of each member's dues payments. So if members renew at the suggested amount of $75, yes, we will come out ahead by $3 a member, or roughly an additional $5,000 a year, which would be great because we continue to see our rent and expenses, especially for technology, increase every year. However, because this amount is only suggested, we don't know that we're going to come out ahead for sure. We could see a decrease. If we don't see an increase in membership from the transition, or if many members simply pay the minimum, we may not come out ahead. But I will say that LWVS US has agreed to make leagues whole for the 2 years after this transition. And they do plan to engage in a national membership drive to increase membership. And the hope is that with increasing membership, we will be able to help offset leagues who may see a decrease in dues revenue, so that we hope that all members will renew at the suggested level. And then just a note on dues split. Because the dues is being split 3 ways, it's actually going to appear on your credit card statement, if you pay by credit card, as 3 separate payments. It's going to break it out for each percentage of national. You'll see it for LWVUS, you'll see a state, and you'll see your local league. So that will be 3 separate transactions. So just be aware of that, and you'll see that again as we go through and look at the screenshots. And let's talk about donations. So many of our members have routinely added a small donation or simply rounded up on their membership dues as a donation to Wake. So going forward, this extra dues payment will not go to the local leagues. Rather, it will all be split. So when you choose your dues, the dues, no matter what you select, will all be split. So when you renew and you want to make a donation to Wake, please do this separately from your dues amount choice, and you will have that option to donate in the second stage of the renewal process on that portal. Alternatively, you can donate directly on our website at any time by clicking the donate button that appears all over our website and in our newsletters. And then by donating on our website, we do receive and record this instantaneously. However, we do understand that it might be easier to do this during the renewal time, and LWVUS will send us these donations to our league, and they do not keep any portion of the donations. We get all of that. Donations will you also have an option now to set those up on auto renew as well, but only through that portal. It's not an option on our website. We offer recurring donations on our website, but not an auto renew. So just some of those are just some small changes that are being made. So they talk about rolling renew, how this is now under the new system. Whatever your renewal date now will be a year. That really doesn't apply to us because we have been on a rolling renewal since we transferred to Club Express in 2021. And then, as I mentioned earlier, each member will have to have their own email. In the past, that wasn't the case, but it is a requirement now for that to use that portal. And that wasn't really, we found out that really wasn't a big deal for our league. We only had 2 members that did not have email addresses. So that made that easy. So if any of you don't use the internet, we can collect dues from you. It would be, you can fill out a form that's downloadable on our website that will be changing and be downloaded on our website after February 3rd. We still would like you, even if you want to pay your dues by check and mail it into us, we still really want you to log into that portal in February just to confirm your membership and just to make sure all your information is correct and to take the survey. So now that I provided an overview of the upcoming changes, we're actually going to go through the renewal process so that you can see what this new system looks like. So 60 and 30 days prior to your expiration date, you're going to receive an email from LWVUS reminding you to renew. And now this is aside from the one you're going to get on February 3rd, just asking you to claim your membership. When it's time to renew, you're going to get an email from US reminding you to renew with a link to that portal. However, you will no longer see the renewal reminder pop-ups on our website. Just like our current system, you can renew early, so anytime that within that 60 days, without affecting your renewal date, meaning your membership period will not be shortened just because you pay early. So when you renew, you will go through an account verification process again, just as you will do next month when you claim your email, and you will not need the password, just the verification code. So here is a screenshot of the actual portal and the renewal process. So you'll see here, you've put your email in and immediately goes to, we sent a code to you. Please enter that code. You're going to enter that code. And once you do that, those fields will be populated. Oh, I think I got ahead of myself. Yep, the fields will be populated with your information because we've already given it to them. And then you'll be asked, you may be asked to input anything that might be missing. Then this next screen is where you can add that second person. So if the Jennings want to add a second person, this is what you would check that box at the top. When you do that, a drop-down menu will show, and it will then ask for the name and contact information for that second person. So you will need to fill that in. Then it tells you what percentage is going to the local, state, and national. So they do show that because of result of feedback that they were given, that people just wanted to be educated to know what portion of their dues is going to what specific level. So one of the things I do want to remind you about is make sure that when you are doing that renewal, that you do see that you are joining LWVIA Wake County. It should automatically populate and show your state league and our local league as well. So that will populate. So once you check that, you can check if you want to renew it annually automatically, or you can leave that unchecked. So again, under the membership option, you'll see a drop-down menu of suggested membership. And please note, you will not see any benefactor or household benefactor as we've had instead. And then you'll just choose that. You can choose other. There will be a $20 minimum. The next screen is where you will be asked, do you want to make an additional contribution to your chosen league, LWV Wake? If you want to do that, you would add that contribution amount and check that box. Again, you have the option of doing that, having that automatically renew that contribution annually. And then you'll see kind of the checkout, which was what I call that. And you'll choose your method, and you would enter your credit card, or you will see a screen that is new, that wasn't on here last week, which is if you're going to use that ACH payment. So if that is an option over here to the right, you have your credit card, you have your bank account. So once you put in your email and your name, if you're going to pay by ACH and you bank at one of these larger national banks, you can click on that. When you do that, it's actually gonna log you, bring up a pop-up menu, and it will connect to your bank where you will log in. Once you do that, it will populate with your routing number and account number. So that is how they're getting that information. You don't have to manually enter it. However, if you do not bank at one of those banks, you will do that, enter your bank details manually instead. And then that will populate, and you will be asked to input your routing number and your account number that appear at the bottom of your check. Alternatively, you can still mail your check to us. Our treasurer will then need to record it in the membership portal and then forward the check on to LWVUS. So obviously we encourage online transactions to spare Sandra, our treasurer, the additional work. I will say the job of treasurer has become a lot more time consuming over the past 5 years with increased memberships and reporting requirements. So we do really appreciate for members who can join, renew, and donate online. So here's a payment screen when you go to checkout. This does not show that that person has joined a local league. They did not give that as an example, which I think was not a great idea, but I've added it here so you can see that you will see a national, you'll see your state, and then you'll see a local, and those will be broken down in the 3 and the percentage that each league will get. And that also is 3 charges on your bank statement. So after you complete the payment, you'll receive a receipt email that can serve as a tax receipt for the portion of the dues that's paid both to your state league, LWVNC, and LWV Wake, as both of our organizations are 501c3 organizations. The portion that you pay to national is not tax deductible. Only the state and the local league are. That portion that goes to national is going to their 501c4 organization. You'll also receive an email inviting you to visit the portal and complete a short league survey that contains questions from both National and Wake. So that will probably be most likely the same survey that you're completing the week of February 3rd, although we do have options for updating those questions, and we probably will do so after the first year. So I do encourage you all to complete that survey, because that information is really going to help us to plan future events and help with strategic priority actions. And that's it. That is the process. We've kind of reviewed the changes. You saw the process of renewing on the portal. And just a note about the details, there still may be small tweaks. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, we didn't have that ACH screen. We didn't have information about how that worked. Also, there was one that they informed us that you could be asked to cover the fees if you wanted to, processing fees. That is no longer something that they've decided to do. So they will make some tweaks. So if there is a little changes, we will communicate that to you. So with that, I am happy to take questions. I'm going to stop sharing and just see if we have any questions. I don't see any. Does anyone have anything? If you want to just unmute yourself and ask.
So we can't go and fill around with this now. It's not up, right? It won't.
Correct. It's like if you would try to click on a link that we have, it would just say it's under maintenance right now.
Okay.
Let's see, Betsy, you have a comment. So to have 100% of donation to local, we donate on the local website. You can still donate through the portal, just don't add it to your dues. So where members have historically added that to their dues check when they renew, you need to make that, you need to record that separately. So if you looked on that portal, I showed you that you chose your membership dues level, and then the next screen asked if you wanted to make additional donation to Wake. If you say yes and you enter amount there, yes, we get 100% of that donation. We don't get 100% if you pay an elevated dues level on the dues selection. So if you go in there and you say, I want to pay $200 in dues, we don't get to keep above that $75 or $60 level. All that gets split. You have to actually say that you want to make an additional contribution. Or you can just hit donate on our website at any time and make a donation, and yes, we get 100% of that. Anything else? Any other questions?
So is there a surcharge if we use a credit card?
There are processing fees. You are not paying them. The league pays those. And they're pretty much what we pay now. They may be a little bit more just because it's getting divided. Actually, that's not true. There will actually be less because we're only paying the processing fee on our portion. So yes, there are fees for everything, but you're not asked to pay them. Okay. So can you please review, even though we get a notice soon to renew? No, you're going to get a notice. So that's different. The notice that you're going to get the week of February 3rd is not to renew. The notice that you're going to get the week of February 3rd is just for you to log into the portal and claim and verify your email address. You're basically claiming your membership on the national portal. You're not being asked to renew. You won't get asked to renew until it's time for you to renew. The only people that are going to be asked to renew are those who would typically expire in February. So you're only being asked to log into the portal to verify your email and to take a survey that second or that first week of February. So you will not renew until it is time for you to renew. So if you typically renew in May, you will get another email 60 days before May, 30 days before May, and then you will renew at that time. That makes sense? Anything else? You can unmute or put it in the chat. Okay. With that, I am going to stop recording.